Hey guys, welcome to the Truth Factor, where you do headlines with an attitude. We have just a few late breaking stories. It seems like there's chaos everywhere, just about Palestinian chaos globally, might as well say. I've got a couple of articles to share, a picture of, well, anyway, you'll see here in just a second whenever we get into this. Every article is linked in the Wixit in the description in the box below. We're going to go ahead and get into these articles. It's late, guys. Sorry. Alrighty, guys. Mm. God, I hate this. All right, guys. Anyway, we have preparations for a major war in the Baltic. 3 aircraft carriers, 200 aircraft, and 54 F-35s with B-61 12 nuclear bombs are mobilizing NATO. Airlift to transport nuclear bombs to Britain from USA. NATO is preparing for a war in the Baltic and Eastern Europe after the collapse of Ukraine. USA and Britain are preparing for the next conflict that will break out in the Baltic. It is not sorry, guys. It is not only 3 aircraft carriers that are being deployed to protect mainly the Baltic, but also the transfer of the 54 USAF F-35 fighters to Britain, all armed with B-61 12 nuclear bombs. Today, the certification of the B-61 12 nuclear bombs was announced for the Dutch F-35s as well. Recall the U.S. currently has 2 aircraft carriers in the Mediterranean Persian, without counting the surface forces of other countries. NATO is already spread across all seas, lanes, and controls key points. A very big war looms on the horizon. The U.S. and Britain consider a Russian move towards the Baltic States and the Suwalki corridor to join Russia with Kaliningrad as a highly possible. And as you can see from this tweet, are we in a new era of nuclear warheads signaling in Europe? With the photo of the U.S. F-35 with the 2 B-61 12 nuke bombs, head of the Dutch Air Combat Command says the Dutch F-35s passed initial certification for the nuke mission. The United Kingdom has handed over the Royal Navy aircraft carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, to NATO command for the first time. This is stated in a press release of the Royal Navy. The aircraft carrier, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, the RO-8, along with the entire carrier group consisting of the frigate HMS Kent and the destroyer, the HMS Diamond, came under the control of NATO command. This was done with the aim of creating a strong operational group that would be able to control a large area from the Mediterranean to the Baltic Sea. In addition to the British aircraft carrier, the battle group also indicates that Italian aircraft carrier, its Cavour, and the Spanish ESP, Juan Carlos, controlled the HMS Queen Elizabeth and a British strike group consisting of the frigate HMS Kent, the destroyer HMS Diamond, F-35B Lightning aircraft, Wildcat, and Merlin helicopters, along with support ship, was transferred to NATO to create a powerful force capable of operates in a vast area from the Mediterranean Sea north to the Baltic Sea. Currently, the HMS Queen Elizabeth is in the North Sea, while the Spanish and the Italians, with their groups, control the Mediterranean Sea. Day or night, the UK carrier strike group is ready. In parallel with the 435th Lift Wing 1st Combat Communications Squadron began deploying the Advanced Tactical Air Navigation System in Eastern Europe. As CBCS Flight Control Chief Daniel Carter notes, this complex can simultaneously control 200 aircraft. In addition, the system can be deployed in minutes. According to Chief of Radar, Airfield, and Weather Systems, the WS Chief of Staff Morgan Guy Camelli, this feature of the TACAN MM7000 gives the United States an advantage in planning combat operations and gaining access to critical data. It is possible that transfer to the TACAN MM7000 to the Eastern European region signals the West's preparation for military action against Russia and Belarus. Washington may use the air navigation system in particular to launch an attack on Kaliningrad, Brest, or Baranavachi, Russian analysts say. At this same time, the USAF launched a plan to transfer and reinforce nuclear forces to Great Britain for the first time in 15 years. Matt Cordora of the Federation of American Scientists said that the 2023 defense budget, the UK was added to the list of the countries making infrastructure investment in special weapons storage sites in Europe along the Belgium, Germany, Italy, and Netherlands and Turkey. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova denounced the potential move on September 5th, saying that if this step is ever taken, we will see it as an escalation, as a step that will take things in a direction that is completely opposition of dealing with pressing issue of the withdrawal of all nuclear weapons from European countries. The UK's nuclear arsenal consists of around 225 nuclear warheads of submarine-launched ballistic missiles. The U.S. nuclear weapons potentially headed for the UK would be the B-61 12 gravity bombs. The United States is currently believed to be deploying about 100 B-61 gravity bombs in 5 other European countries: Belgium, Germany, Italy, and Netherlands, and Turkey. Washington withdrew about 110 B-61 bombs from Lakenheath in 2008. The new U.S. Air Force budget document stated March 2023, note that the planned construction of security dormitory at the RAF Lakenheath, about 100 kilometers northeast of London, under the term surety. This term commonly used in the Department of Defense and in the Department of Energy to refer to the ability to keep nuclear weapons safe and under positive control. The supporting documents note that the new requirement construction of the 144-bed dormitory to accommodate increase in enlisted personnel as a result of the possible surety mission. To justify the new construction, the document notes, with the transfer of the aircraft due to the possible arrival of the surety mission, the 2 F-35 squadrons, there is a significant shortfall in the amount of housing. The weapons storage and security system known as the WS-3 at the RAF Lakenheath are contained within the aircraft shelters. A total of 33 WS-3s are installed at the RAF Lakenheath in the 1990s, each of which can hold up to 4 B-61 bombs with a maximum capacity of 132 warheads. Documents show they may be reactivated soon. The nuclear-related upgrades at RAF Lakenheath come as the new 495th Fighter Squadron prepares to become the first U.S. Air Force squadron in Europe to be equipped with nuclear-capable F-35 Lightning II impact. Obviously, Tucker has been hollering U.S. is headed for a hot war with Russia. And here's the documents that talk about the RAF surety. And I guess this is where it's at. U.S. nuclear weapons in Europe. That's a lot of nukes, guys. It says, in addition, NATO funds infrastructure required to store special weapons within secure sites and facilities. Since the year 2000, NATO has invested over 80 million in infrastructure improvements and storage sites in Belgium, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, and Turkey. Well, guys, I don't think Turkey is really going to be with NATO right now. Just giving all the things that have taken place in the Middle East right now and the stance that Turkey took. Just saying. So I wonder how this is all going to play out. Just more and more crazy. It says, in addition, NATO funds infrastructure required to store special weapons within secure sites and facilities. NATO is wrapping up a 13-year, $384 million infrastructure investment program at storage sites in Belgium, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, the UK is in red, and Turkey to upgrade security measures, communication systems, and facilities. In addition, NATO funds infrastructure and security systems for the store and maintenance of the U.S. special weapons within secure sites and facilities. NATO agreed to fund the $385 million for upgrades to the storage sites in Europe to improve security measures, communication systems, and facilities to meet the stringent U.S. standards. Guys, I don't know that this all sounds too good. I don't know what you guys think. Sorry. Yeah, I hear you. They will take the money and run. It sounds like dirty, rotten stuff, right? Yeah, and I agree. Winning Turkey is dirty. Dirty, rotten scoundrels. But what can we do about it? Nothing, right? I don't trust them. Yeah, I can't seem to kick this stuff, guys. I've been trying. Can't get rid of this congestion for nothing. It's not smart, is it, Drop? Anyway, hey, Pastor, how are you? So good to see you, Pastor Sam. And Miss Helen, as always, MG, Drop. Just wanted to say hi. Hello, James. And, of course, Miss Winnie. Anyway, so then we have Iceland declaring a state of emergency due to volcanic eruption. Well, it's not due to the eruption, but it's due to a possible eruption. How's that? It says Iceland has declared an emergency in the Reykjanes Peninsula following over 1,400 earthquakes in 24 hours, indicating a possible volcanic eruption. The Grindvik, with about 4,000 residents and located just 1.86 miles from the epicenter, has been evacuated. Additionally, the Blue Lagoon and its essential geothermal plant serving 30,000 people have been closed. This is a developing story, and we will update live. So that was the last update. And that was updated 46 seconds ago. So that's good to know. Got the latest there, right? Then we have all of this crazy violence and clashes breaking out everywhere, guys. A man hit by a rock during a violent protest near burnt out Caulfield shop. One man has been hit with another and escorted from the scene as clashes between Palestinian and Israel supporters turned violent on the streets of Caulfield on Friday night. About 400 people gathered for protests and counter-protests, which started near the Burgery store on Glen Huntley Road, which has been destroyed by fire in the early hours of Friday. While the store was part of a chain owned by the Palestinian-Australian Hosh Tayyib, police said they believe the blaze was not religiously or politically motivated. Yeah, right. About 100 people gathered near the shop after 7 p.m. on Friday before moving south along Hawthorne Road to Princess Park, where the angry scenes kicked off. As the crowd swelled and dozens of police worked to keep the two groups apart, at least one man was pepper sprayed by police before the crowd dispersed about 9:30. So it looks like even in Australia, guys, in the land under, we can see they are having protests. I don't think there's any art. I mean, outside of that picture right there.
Without taxes,
Shh.
Are you live?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so then we have we just did that one, didn't we? Grandson came in. He's getting ready to go spend the night over a friend's house. Anyway, then we have also from the police brace for largest pro-Palestinian protest and impose cenotaph exclusion zones. This here is from the BBC. The Metropolitan Police is preparing for unprecedented security operation ahead of the pro-Palestinian demonstrations in London later. The force expects the march, which coincides with Armistice Days, to be the largest yet, and he has warned there is a risk of clashes. Pro-Palestinian protesters gathering near the cenotaph can be arrested under the sweeping measures announced by the Met. And I have, hopefully this, yeah, I have this one right here, guys. It's short and sweet. And it just says, I'm all right, Jack. They're saying on TV that the police can't cope with the Hamas protesters and that the British public may have to defend themselves on Armistice Day. What are your thoughts? Anyway, so in a nutshell, you can read this. You can come back to it if you'd like. It's in the description in the box below, guys. But as you can see, it seems that it is everywhere. These clashes are just, and they're going to get probably crazier tomorrow because that is when their Armistice Day is. We also have, guys, I'm going to try and cut this short here. We also have pro-Palestinians, also protesters flooding Midtown service from Grand Central Limited. Remember, they stormed Grand Central Station a couple of days ago and they closed it down for a little while. Well, apparently they've disrupted services again. Pro-Palestinian rally started at 5 Friday with thousands marching through the streets demanding a ceasefire. Grand Central was limited on Friday after pro-Palestinian protested flooded the streets. Marchers then made their way to New York Times building, vandalizing the front with a red tent, and the Lear and Metro North services were also disrupted. According to the MTA, Grand Central Terminal will remain closed until 11:45 p.m. Friday. Police have made several arrests. Roughly 1,500 protesters across New York City rallied in the streets on Thursday night to call for an end of the war in the Middle East. The gathering came short after students in several schools also walked out of class for a call for ceasefire. Anyway, this talks about something back in October. So again, you can see marches, disruptions being caused pretty much everywhere. We also have FBI seizing New York City Mayor Eric Adams' phone and iPad. Apparently, he has been doing some very bad things. It says, Mr. Adams also denied the wrongdoing. As former member of law enforcement, I expect all members of my staff to follow the law and fully cooperate with any sort of investigation, and I will continue to do exactly that. I have nothing to hide. He's outraged if anyone attempted to use his campaign to manipulate our democracy, and defraud his campaign. So federal investigation is related to an alleged corruption in Mr. Adams' 2021 campaign and possible ties to the Turkish government. So seems like everybody's being connected to somebody for something these days. You thought about China and all of the connections there. Now we have Turkey connections, and it just seems to keep growing and growing and growing. And I think there was somebody with New Jersey just the other day, if I remember correctly. Anyway, and then here, guys, this is going to be one of those ones I'm going to let you guys read. But this here, I feel is probably as much as important as anything else we've been talking about. We've covered an article the other day that kind of hit on this, the FCC situation. Anyway, so this is about a free speech and a free fall as millions embrace for censorship as a political cause. Guys, I mean, I don't understand how these politicians continue to chip away at our Constitution, which they swore to uphold, and still have jobs. I just don't know how it's all done. But, here we are with more of it being chipped away. And this here is this lovely article. If you guys can't access the Wixit, I'll drop this article here for you guys. Anyway, I love y'all. I just wanted to drop this little bit of information out there tonight. I hear you, Drop. I hear you, brother. I hear you. It's crazy stuff. And we got more stuff to go. But anyway, God is good. I love you all. I thank you guys for joining me this evening for this very short stream. I just don't want to get another coughing spell and blowing my nose and all that good jazz. Hey there, Walter. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll try and keep you guys as posted as much as possible. Love y'all, and we'll talk at you later. Bye.